No, I just wanted to shift gears real quick to Jermall Charlo's finally coming back. It's been like 2.5 years because he fought June 19th, 2021. So about 2.5 years. Um, do you plan on doing like a little bit of scouting? I assume because that's obviously a really big fight for Caleb. That's the fight that Caleb said. That's the only fight Caleb said he wants. So do you plan on taking a look? Like, okay, let me see how he's looking right now.
Um, I mean, obviously, I'm a boxing fan, so I will watch the fight regardless.
Mhm.
But if Caleb is going to be fighting him next, then sure, uh, I don't even know. I guess it would be called scouting, but I will watch the fight regardless.
Do you
But
plan?
it looks like they're on a collision course. So I mean, you got to win the fight first, though. Benavidez is going. He's been active, and I'm sure he wants this fight. So you never know how a guy looks after whatever, how long lay up, 2.5 years or whatever. So we'll see how it goes.
Do you look at because Caleb is obviously an elite level guy, and he's one of those fighters where when the competition has stepped up, he stepped up too. Lost a really close decision to Benavidez, was right in the fight with Canelo. Do you kind of look at it like, okay, if we could get this Jermall Charlo fight and win it, we're right in the mix to maybe get like a Benavidez rematch, maybe fight like I don't really want to say David Morrell because he's a really, really great fighter, but he only has 9 fights. So that probably wouldn't really interest you guys. But do you kind of look at it like that?
What Caleb has told me is he wants to fight Jermall and then fight the rematches with Canelo and Benavidez. So maybe he was a fly in the wall, but that's exactly what he told me. So we got to see. The thing about boxing is you can only fight one fight at a time, and, and the landscape is always fluid and it's always changing. So, I mean, let's see how Jermall looks. Let's see if they can make the fight for next year, and you know what I mean. Let's just go through the process. I don't like to put um, you know start skipping over things because Jamal has to win. He can't. I mean, he can't even really like struggle real bad against Benavidez because Benavidez is an ex 40 pounder, and they even sell the fight with Caleb.
Yeah.
At 68 because Caleb can't make 60. I'm not gonna say he can't, but I doubt if he will go down to 60. So we just got to just see. Let's see how this fight looks and let's go because I've seen you know fighters be on collision courses and then not everything line up. So things have to line up for that fight to happen. Jamal got to take care of business on November 25th, and because there's gonna be a lot of pressure on him. He's fighting on Benavidez's card. They're gonna talk a lot of shit to him. Benavidez has been calling Jamal out too, so he's gonna have to deal with all of that. He's gonna have to deal with not fighting for a while. There's a lot of things he's gonna have to deal with coming back. Whatever mental health issues that he was going through. So it's a lot on them. So I just don't like to, just assume things is gonna happen because these guys go through a lot mentally and physically. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what form he's gonna be in too. I actually seen Jose Jr. last fight. It was down the DMV area on that Gary Russell card at the MGM Grand out there. I was out there and he looked pretty good. He's not a puncher at 160. He don't have the same physicality, but he looked decent. And I know he's sparring his brother. So I mean, that's super great work. You know what I mean? So, um, no, I don't just assume these results is going to happen because one guy is the favorite. Like, I think that it's going to be a good fight.
Just last few topics for you. Just at his absolute best, and that's assuming he's still at his absolute best, but at his absolute best, he's an elite fighter. So just using like the eye test and a combination of you being in the ring, well, Caleb being in the ring with Benavidez, you being right there. Do you think at their best, do you think Jamal is actually a better fighter than David, or do you think David is still probably a little better
Um,
than Jamal?
it's close, but right now I would favor David.
Hmm.
I'll be honest. I would give David a little slide. I would favor him a little bit. I think he got a little bit more natural talent. His hands are a little quicker. He's bigger. He's a little bit more creative in his attack, and he's about 6 or 7 years younger, which does matter. He's about, I'm gonna say 26 or 27, and Jermall is 33.
Yeah.
So I'll give David a little bit of edge. Right. If you asking me today, I would give David a little bit of edge because one guy has been off for 2.5 years and he's 33, and one guy is 26 who's been active, and constantly training and things like that. So it does matter. So I think David has a slight edge, not a huge one, but a slight edge to David.
Gotcha. And do you kind of envision, I know it's kind of hard, you're the trainer, it's kind of hard because you're not the manager, but do you envision Caleb kind of chilling until that fight happens? It's only in a few weeks, and then, or do you
I
prefer?
don't know, man. If it's up to me, these guys will fight 3 times a year. So, you know, um, I have no idea. That's definitely not my call. What they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it. Well, who knows? I could see if Jermall fight in November, and then if Caleb was to take a fight in the spring, it will push him and Jermall's fight back. But here's the thing: we got to see how Jermall look.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing. So I think that's the number one variable. So I don't think that really can be answered until we see what Jermall look like. After we see what Jermall look like, then we can kind of go head on and kind of start setting things in motion. But I don't think Caleb will have any problem with going right to him. But I don't know. I haven't talked to him about we don't have a date for him. He's ready to go. He was actually in Philly training, staying sharp, but he just don't have a date. So we gotta see what's going on. But I wouldn't be surprised if he went straight to Jermall. That's a big fight, and that's a big fight to sell to whatever network because of the both of them have great personalities. Both of them are real marketable, and then they had that history of the incident they had in Las Vegas. So it's a great fight. So I'll be all for it. Let's just see how Jermall look, and we go from there.
Gotcha. And my last question, you being a Philly guy, just really wanted to know, how much do you expect the Eagles to lose by when they play Cowboys on Sunday, man? 40, 50, about how much?
I think that Jalen Hurts. I just said this the other day, man. I was trying to think of somebody that he was, and couldn't even come up with another football player. I think he's like the Andre Ward
Oh,
of
come on, man.
football.
I'm out of here, brother. Get out of
I
here.
do, man. I
Get
think
out of here,
Jalen
man.
Hurts is a
Stop it.
special, special guy, man. And
I just
it's football,
I just need to know. I just need to know how much Jalen Hurts paid you to say that, man, because this is getting
I don't know
ridiculous,
him. I never met him.
man. I
I never
doubt.
met him.
I think you're on the way to go see him right now, man. Get out of here.
Nah, I never met him, man. I think he's a special guy, and and the thing that he got this winning intangible that he just figures it out. And I'm not, predicting he gonna go 16-1. That's hard in this team sport in the NFL. But I definitely think he's gonna have a great career, and I think that they're gonna win on Saturday. I mean on Sunday. So we
Okay,
gonna be off with it. I think they're gonna win. I think they should win and they should cover.
we got you on the record, man. You will get a text from me on. Get out. I know you ain't just take a sip with the Philly. we. I would shoot you a text when they get the brakes beat off of, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for jumping on with me, man.
All right, you got it.
Thank you, brother.